Is that actually part of your workout?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, not when you dress like that. And not here.
I don't like clowns.
Not today! Not today!
Next wipe, stain, and...
Hey! What's up? Stop. Get out, no, bigger. Stop. Hey, back up. Stop. All right, let him go. Hey, let him go. Get out. Hey, stop. Let him go. Fucking faggot.
Let the culling
Of bad behaviour.
begin!
Look.
Another idiot.
One day you're gonna leave that house on your bullshit, and I can assure you, you're not coming back. You're not coming back. There are things in place and that are ready and willing to die about this shit. Are you? To take a moment to think about that. Are you willing to die on this hill? Because we are. We're fully vested in dying on this hill.
Okay, Kermit.
That's an interesting warm-up. What do you call that?
It's just pole squats.
Is it?
Yeah.
Liar!
Is that actually part of your workout?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, not when you dress like that. And not here. It's not gonna work.
I can't work out.
Not dressed like that. No. And not doing that. And you're recording it.
Okay. So, you're making me leave?
Yes.
Bye-bye.
What gives you the ick?
Like men at the gym that are just like grunting like really obnoxiously.
So I mean, if all that grunting is the ick and it's annoying and this and that, why is it that you think that somebody hasn't cornered the market like a man? Couldn't a man open a gym that was just for women and just make a killing so you didn't have to see all those icky men making all those evil grunting sounds?
Well, I think it would be better if a woman opened up a gym for women that want to work out.
They have.
They all failed.
Yeah, but how come they always fail when they do? It's almost like the women want to work out where the men are. It's very strange to me.
I mean, I've never been to an all-women's gym, so...
Yeah, that's interesting, too. You would think that if all of these icky men were around who were trying to check out all these women's... you would think that tons of other women would have that same feeling, and you would just make a killing by having an all-female gym, but they fail. I wonder why that is.
No attention.
They hate that.
Need your validation.
Now, we called them, on my old radio show, we did the whole thing on mamonis, right? The Italian word is for the mamonis, or they stay at home, and the moms like the son staying at home longer. But the phrase is becoming popular of these stay-at-home sons because an unemployed Jeopardy contestant says he was just trying to make people laugh. But is this an actual problem in our society?
It's a major problem. And, you know, Speaker Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. They did much the same thing with quiet quitting, where you can go to work and do less. And if you call it quiet quitting, it's somehow better. But Laura, I got to tell you, this is also a big problem when it comes to, I think, declining birth rates rates, people not getting married and having children. You know, that's a big problem. They blame it on women.
Because that's who's to blame here.
Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
I consider myself a teacher, a helper, someone who could possibly inspire people to be better. So with that being said, this is a PSA for all the men out there and all the boys who think they're men, but they're actually boys. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. Quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country in the age range of about 20 to I think about 55, maybe even 60. A lot of men are trash. A lot of men don't know how to treat women. A lot of men don't know how to really, quite frankly, pull their heads out of the sand and pay attention.
There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And therein lies a big part of the problem.
Well, and also with the rise of AI and AI dating, as they call it, which is sick, it's going to be even easier and perhaps more attractive for these types of individuals to remain behind closed doors. And what does that do to families and young women and dating?
So I don't know if you guys have heard or not, but women can be literally anything they want. And feminists are so proud online saying that feminism is about the right to choose and female empowerment and this and that, right? Okay, so all that fighting for equal rights, all of that, and you guys still choose prostitution. You guys still choose modern day prostitution.
I also blame the social conditioning of the COVID era, the dumbest era in modern American history, because a lot of people, especially these young people, they grew up like this, thinking that it was safer at home, thinking that outside was dangerous, interacting with people was scary. So now you got people that want to literally stay inside and play video games and have AI girlfriends, and that's why we have declining birth rates and a lot of other problems in society. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air, meet people in real life. Let's just get back to basics.
Real men
would love to.
Unfortunately.
Do we need men?
No.
Do we need men?
Honestly, no.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Because they suck.
I really do believe that modern feminism encourages male absence. It encourages it because it's become toxic. They use terms like toxic masculinity, right? And I say to myself, all of their examples of the idea of what it means to be a man now is toxic. They think, oh, this is a man, masculinity is wrong. There's something inherently wrong with being a masculine man. And to me, I always say that it was toxic masculinity that saved me. You know, I had a healthy fear of my grandfather. Nobody played around with my grandfather. We still don't play around with my grandfather, you know, and it's just, there's a certain level of respect when you're in his home. There are rules. And because I had that healthy fear, I was, I guess, more responsive to that sort of authority when I had to go out in real life. You know, I believed in structure. And yet this version of feminism today, we have women that are basically promoting men should act like women, right? And women should act like men. There's all of this confusion. You can pick your gender, you can do what you want. And ultimately what I think it's doing is feeding into this idea of a breakdown of the family.
I like that.
So my husband just told me that I need to get a job so that I could go 50-50 with him on bills. I told him that I don't want to work because if not, I'm not going to get no more EBT or cash assistance. Why would I want to work and lose all my state benefits? That doesn't make sense to me. I get $1,200 in cash assistance and $3,700 in food stamps. You do the math. He's telling me that, you know, we need to go 50-50 because he's tired of having to pay all the bills and I don't do anything around the house. So I told him, okay, you're lucky that you don't have to pay a dime for food because if not, then there would really be an issue. He wants to take away my cash assistance. And I told him, absolutely not. What am I going to stay with? He's like, at least help me with half of that money put towards the bills. And I told him, no, I'm not going to do that. That's my money so I could have fun and do what I want to do. I also lied to him and told him that I don't get no more child support because he wanted me to give him that money. And I told him no. I just told him that they dropped the case because the kid's children passed away.
No longer accepting your EBT card for payment. I just went and got my nails done, like I do every month, at the same nail salon.
This is what I'm talking
about. They accept all forms
She tells on herself.
There's a sign right on their counter. We accept all cards. My EBT food stamp card is a card.
You paying for your
I have
nails
used
with
this card
food stamps?
to pay for my nails, my lashes, my eyebrows, okay, for over 5 years.
What they got going on in Michigan?
I don't know who did it. I don't know if it was the car company they go through.
No.
I don't know if it was the state of Michigan.
The state of
I don't know
Michigan,
if it's
yeah.
them themselves, but they are no longer accepting your EBT card as a form of payment. So I had to call my boyfriend and have him wire me some money because obviously I didn't carry cash with me to get my nails done. It was $110 and I was going to use my EBT card.
Cut them off.
Now they are no longer eligible for food stamps. The change affects Cobb, Gwinnett, and Hall counties. Channel 2 Sophia Choi is live in Cobb County. And Sophia, this involves able-bodied adults who are now required to go to work.
Fantastic!
Right. My Hinge got banned, and I knew that this was gonna happen because I put my Venmo trying to get money from stupid old men, right? And I just didn't think it was gonna happen as fast as it did. And now I'm thinking oh, what if I did want to get back on dating apps? I tried Tinder, sucks. Hinge was the better option. It still sucked, but I've met some cool people on there before. But I'm banned. Now I'm banned from. I got unbanned from Tinder finally. I used to be banned in high school throughout college. Unbanned. So now maybe in 10 years, Hinge will unban me. Let's hope. Well, I don't think I'll be, I don't give a fuck.
You're a demon.
Get out. Get out.
Hey, who was it? Hey, don't.
Oakley, come here. Come here.
What the fuck, Tully? Are you fucking kidding me?
It is a messed up world.